In a grand ceremony held in Navarro, Sergeant Major Jordan has officially retired from the Enclave Reconstruction Authority Army. After decades of service, despite his age, the old NCO still looked as sharp and as healthy as ever in his dress uniform. With service stripes running up his forearm and more medals to count, in attendance were dozens of families from Vault City who had been shepherded by Dornan during the fall of Navarro to the NCR back in the mid-2240s. Colonel Dornan, the Sergeant Major's son, as well as the President Granite, who personally thanked Sergeant Major Dornan for his tireless commitment to service and laying the foundations for an American future. Dornan took himself took to the mic for a final message as a non-commissioned officer. I've been in this man's army for nearly 80 years. That's more than most of you morons can count. It's finally starting to creep up on me. I'm glad I can finally throw in the tower. I was strike team leader, a drill sergeant, a Vault City guard, a refugee leader, a drill sergeant again. I'm tired, so let this new generation take over. Give my son something to do for once in his life. I think it's time I finally do what I want to do, and that's go open a bar, maybe out in Vegas, maybe in Reno, wherever's cheaper. Goodbye, Sergeant Dornan. We have lost a legend amongst us. Now we need to figure out who the fuck we're going to replace him with. Honestly, probably Harold Richardson. To be frank, for stability. Yeah, no, not weekly manpower. I think we're fine. Yeah, we're doing fine. Honestly, picking up Harold won't be a bad idea. But yes, we're going to pass free elections, get that all chuffed up, and then see about restoring our economy. Perfect. Unless we're getting more political power back from finishing up those tickers, which is great. How much time do we have left for Caesar's Legion? 11:45. That's not too bad. That is not too bad. Now that we have reestablished the Federal Reserve, there's some debate about the fate of New California's currency. Do we clear the NCR dollar to be worthless? We can bankrupt some of our greatest foes, distribute their assets to the Enclave's friends and comrades, or do we allow the people to convert their NCR currency into American dollars, assuring an orderly transition? Orderly transition, please. Our economy is no longer completely fucked. Yeah. Civilian economy. Yippee. Okay, economic collapse is still prevalent, which is fine. Do I have factories again? No. Fuck. It's not great. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Shut you for now. We really need to fix our fucking economy. I don't remember, because it's been such a fucking minute on how to do it. Because I don't think it's Chamber of Commerce. It might be open for business, but definitely need to fix our government. We could definitely do a Nation Reborn, which I think is a good take for that. Seeking allies wouldn't be a bad idea to work on getting the Brotherhood of Steel integrated as well. You do this and this. Still need to do Hairlong, National Defense. I think if anything, I need the Department of Navy and this shit, like now, because I'm over it. No, I lied. I need the economy. I lied. Without the economy, we're fucked. Without the economy, we're absolutely fucked. So, yeah, it's not great. I just don't fucking remember. That's really the thing. I just genuinely don't remember which is the one that does it. Because I think it might be this. Hearts and Minds for sure we need to do. We could do the Businesses of California, but that's really it. Gotta deal with this shit as well. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we gotta work on here. I just genuinely don't remember what it is, but I think definitely a Nation Reborn for sure. Norformal training I'd like to get working, but as it sits, yeah, we still have massive economic collapse, which is not ideal. It will be removed in September. Oh, this is because of my own fuck-up. Yeah, because we went bankrupt as a result of the war. Right. Okay, so in theory then, we will pressure them economically. We will send a courier to Arroyo. We will Atlan as well. President Grant, I regret to inform you that our peaceful couriers were attacked outside the town of Arroyo. A crazy elderly woman wielding a Gauss rifle wearing a vault suit started firing at the courier, crying that the restored United States government is an enclave trick to kill them, and that she will die free. A task force has been sent to apprehend her. Was repulsed by heavy casualties somehow. Really unfortunately, we had Caravan... Crimson Caravan catalog. Yeah, that was his Mama for Mendez. Yeah, we need to deal with the pirates. We need to deal with a lot of this shit. But this will go away on the 4th of September, which is not bad. That will help us. The Brahmin Barons will be removed soon as well. Yeah, like a lot of this stuff is going to be really, really helpful to get up and going. California resistance in the army for sure needs to be dealt with. But we need to get this going, get the Department of Navy going as well. There's just a lot of shit we need to get rolling out on. All right. A nation reborn. After 200 years of chaos, depravity, and barbarism, the American flag once more flies over this great country. Terms like enclave are quietly being phased out of use as the blue enclave flags are replaced with the star-spangled banners of old. There is still much work to be done and many enemies to bring to heel, but the claim of the enclave has been realized. America is back. God bless America. We will not be doing this yet. Yesterday's enemies is worth doing, but we can't do it because the Brotherhood is still alive. So I think we're going to focus on getting that naval aspect done, get the Department of Navy going. But yes, we are now officially the United States of America. God bless. God bless. Spend some of that. So we're going to Nuevo Aslan. We're pressuring the Packers. God damn it. More Legion raiding parties, which sucks. Pirates off the West Coast. The quarterly maritime report in. Several shipping companies have lodged formal complaints of around cargo vessels being targeted by pirates. Yeah, no, this is fucking absolute assholes. That's the last of them. Fuck them. Like, this shit just sucks. I fucking hate dealing with this pirate bullshit. The Department of Navy's been founded, so we can at least do this. Once we get up to piracy coasts, Legion's going to declare on somebody in 10 days, which isn't ideal. We have access to another set of dockyards. We'll just put it on another set of convoys right now. I'm not particularly worried. Is our shit still cooked? Yes, it will go away in September. So we just kind of have to sit here and pray that we do this. Okay, but the pirate threat, more or less, has been fucking annoyed and dealt with. Oh! America's capital. With the restoration of America, it's time to decide where we place our capital. Some fear we move to Shady Sands, the largest city in California. Others, fearful of the threat of protest resistance, suggest we fortify Navarro, but there's a third idea. Narita will do until Washington is free. Please rise for the national anthem, and we'll see you if we ever get to the East Coast. When Uncanny Valley vanishes. Since the restoration of TV Town, the city's grown a lot, becoming a booming metropolis, sort of a melting pot of wasteland culture. Granted, with everything else weird and wacky going on in the wasteland, this is pretty tame. Most of the androids that were damaged or destroyed have been rebuilt, save the ones controlled by the director. Thanks to our reprogramming, they've adjusted to American society. They've well adjusted to the wasteland anyway. A few have begun to venture out from TV Town to the wasteland among caravans. A few have signed up for the army, and we're placing them strictly in auxiliary formations. Still kind of creepy. Yep. But we are doing well. Let's get this anti-piracy done. Legion marches. They're declaring on the ciphers. Yes, they're starting to eat more and more of Texas and up here. Oh, poor Deanna. Poor Deanna. You okay? I mean, you're growing. I really would like to have her as an ally. Provisional Texas has done his part. Rio is doing their part. They're killing Santa Ana. Love to see it. Love to see it. So as it sits, we are doing wonders. Okay, so with this, okay, give that goes away for a minute. We want to do yesterday's enemies for sure. At the same time, we want to Yeah, I need to get down this way to kind of rebuild our stuff. Puppet the Brotherhood of Steel, so seeking allies is best. So the truth of the Enclave. Since our takeover of the NCR, there's been a string of rumors, conspiracy theories, and frung speculation of what exactly was the purpose of the Enclave. Ask any ghoul from before the war, and they'll tell you how their government was back then. So it begs the question as to what exactly the Enclave, in the sense of the pre-war police state, is trying to do. Hopeful and somewhat naive claim the Enclave are here to restore democracy and American ideals. The cynical claim is they were here to wipe everybody out they considered a mutant. Of course, only the highest and oldest echelons of the Enclave know the answer. But Granite Helm, the very answer to be addressed. Some idealists suggest we air our dirty laundry about that time. President Richardson tried to kill all mutants, but really, why bother? Do Americans have a right to know, or is ignorant truly bliss? Oh, fuck no. No. Yeah, the old Enclave is dead.
Good evening, America. Tonight, I need to address something. Something that's been under the surface since the Enclave's return to America's shores. The conspiracy theories that Enclave soldiers committed murder, that rumors that the government was going to commit a global holocaust. The accusations of heinous experiments, kill teams, and massacres at the hands of Enclave agents. I'm here to dispel those rumors, to remind Americans that they are just that, conspiracy theories, dreamed up by corrupt NCR officials and extremists in the Brotherhood of Steel, unwilling to submit to the rightful authority of the land and killing honest American men and women to maintain their grip on the continent. As of tonight, the Secret Service will be launching operations to bring these dissenters to justice. We will not see all we have worked for destroyed by those who want to return to the bad old days. Sleep well, America, knowing that the Enclave watches over you in your sleep. Good night, and God bless America.
Yeah, we're just going to bury and burn the past. We know what we're doing. Protect the coasts, get rid of the smuggling problem. Perfect. That'll deal with that. Great. So our smuggling problem's been reduced. Still have no fucking factories because our consumer goods are completely cooked until September. But that problem has been dealt with. So on to bigger and better things. But yes, we're going to try to puppet the Brotherhood of Steel. Get them involved. And in general, just keep working on stuff. Fucking dicks! God damn it. An impending food crisis. One of the creeping issues with the NCR before we stormed through California was the growing, or rather vanishing, supply of food. It's partially what led to the Agri and Barren Brahmin barons, but the crisis wasn't brought on by greedy power brokers with control over food. Rather, it was a rapidly growing population of the NCR, and the land couldn't sustain it like it did in the pre-war. The NCR government, for what it was work, was aware of implementing this crisis. The Office of Science and Industry was looking at ways to fix it alongside aggressive expansion for new lands to settle and farm. Now it was the NCR's problem has become our problem as we now face a large population of fertile lands that was destroyed in a nuclear war 200 years ago. The UBS says it could take years before we can see a reversal of the nuclear radiation, see California restored from a desert. Thankfully, a few pragmatic thinkers have pointed out that the war with the NCR has stalled the food crisis somewhat, as there are a lot of dead bodies between New Reno and the ruins of the NCR. Of course, there's one other solace that we can take that will stall this crisis a little more, which is the rebirth of the fishing industry. While securing the coast of California from sea raiders beginning naval patrols, as limited as they may be, many Californians have taken up to fishing as a means to offset income. There's been a minor cottage fishing industry in the NCR, but the size of the NCR Navy always meant they were too afraid to venture far beyond the side of the shore where catches were small. There was also the matter of what lurked below. Water's always friendly. Now that the naval vessels patrol the coast, the industry seeming to explode. So we'll take it to you. More to come in the future. Oh boy. Oh boy. Love to deal with that. Yippee. Oh boy. Lungbolt holes. Let's do some light canoes, I suppose. I'd rather actually get assault canoes, because you can get naval defense, which is great. As it sits, though, like, we're still pretty cooked, so. Sorry for Warfan, declaring the last lodge, seeking allies, which is great. We want to do the Brotherhood of Steel. This isn't relevant to us anymore. So, yeah, we don't want to do that. Brotherhood of Steel, get them integrated. Still need to deal with this whole fucking debacle. Everybody's pissed off and bleeding to death because of resistance growing, which is not great. I think I seriously need to drop it from road patrols down to caravan guards to help alleviate this. Of course, more fucking raiding parties, sons of bitches. Yeah, we need to keep dealing with that. As far as our logistics goes, yeah, we're still going to be hurting for quite a bit. Just we simply do not produce enough guns. Like, we just can't make enough guns due to the fact we've collapsed trade and we have no economy. So, 200 years of lies. Destroying the evidence was only the first part of Graham's plan to bury the Enclave's genocidal history. The next part was to come up with a fabricated history and shove it down our citizens' throats, whether they want it or not. All schools were forced to adopt standardized curriculum promoting our views of history in the entertainment industry, so churn out movies and music, all kinds of stories celebrating the Enclave. I bought patrols in the street, playing patriotic music where they go, and they would even bring back the old loyalty test for all government employees. In the official narrative, the Enclave initially formed as a contingency plan to, in the event of the nuclear war, comprised of government officials and the best and brightest America to offer. Their goal was the continuity of government and provide relief to Americans after nuclear conflict. To force their attempts to aid American citizens were hampered by various terrorists, illegitimate governments, and at least until Granite came along. Of course, all parts of genocide FEV were edited out of the official narrative. Grant hoped over time pro-Enclave propaganda would seep into the minds of every American citizen to the point where their hard evidence cannot sway them. After all, a lie repeated continuously becomes a truth. The Enclave was here to help. Oh boy. Hey, nice, Spears. Yeah, as it sits, we can't really mobilize anything. Our army's completely fucked still. We do need to replace... We're probably going to pick up ritual... Yeah, well, I don't really need that. I need a war support now, if anything. Anybody who can give me war support here? Not really. Yeah, not really. Because I don't want to pick up her for the fucking daily elite bullshit. I hate dealing with the fucking elites. So, yeah. Could pick him up for the resistance growth, but at the same time it's going to cost us political power we can't afford to give out. Yeah, I would rather take all hands to the bear again. I'd rather pick this back up. As much as I'd love to do like Enclave Academy, I'd rather pick this back up for sure. Just for the recruitable power, the recruitable pop. We can construct power grids, yep. Once we get enough money coming in, we're going to make him a puppet. Wasteland, which is these big old fuckers, which is great. They're fighting against Cheats Itza, but they are a big boy. And we just puppet them by a decision, so that's fantastic. We just need money. Money. And, of course, getting the NCR. God damn it. Hate the NCR. Day in school. As Miguel Gonzalez entered the classroom, the class of 7th grade students said in unison, "Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez." Gonzalez greeted his students in return. Lesson day started. The lesson was history, pre-war history to be exact. The topic of the day was the Arroyo incident, where the U.S. Army descended raider group kidnapped a group of tribals, and they were defeated by the Enclave, who freed the tribals. Midway through the lesson, Gonzalez heard a voice in the back of the class. "That did not happen. My mom's from Arroyo. When she was a little girl during the text, she told us that Enclave had kidnapped them." No, Thomas. Do you have any proof other than her words? It was a very traumatic experience. Oh, God, we're gaslighting kids. Fuck. Okay, I might have made a bad choice on that, but you know what? You get what you get. You get what you get. Alright, the Brotherhood of Steel. We may be at the opposite ends of the American spectrum, but the Enclave and the Brotherhood are cut from the same cloth. That is the American flag. While many see the Enclave as techno-fetishists, no one can deny that they have lived up to the roots, values rooted in their origins with the U.S. Army. We've come a long way since the dark days of 2242, with our power rising and theirs falling, with much of the Brotherhood spread across the desperate chapters, with little in common with their original goals and organization aside name. Many in America are still bitter and resent their Brotherhood, but a growing number wish to return them to the American fold. I wonder if they actually have a hand in Mariposa. Best not to answer that. Yeah. So we're going to try to reintegrate. Ooh, yep, Santa Anna's dying. Mexico is whooping Santa Anna's ass, which is great. It's usually a problem because he tries to side with fucking Caesar, which sucks. We just need to keep working on our guns. This is all shit, which is about what I expect. Basic drilling is great, but due to our fucking economy collapsing, all this crap, tech is just nigh impossible right now. It's just not fucking happening. We can do nothing, honest to God, nothing. We can queue this up. We'll queue up some night vision, but yeah, our research is down 80%. So we're just kind of screwed. To reconcile our past, the loss of the Brotherhood's ancestral citadel in Lost Hills scattered them to hidden safe houses and far-flung bunkers across the wasteland. As of right now, they're at their lowest level, something the President can exploit to his own gain. Reaching out, several elements of the Brotherhood remaining leadership agreed to meet the President on neutral ground of their choosing, with Grant only getting a few hours' notice. The location was chosen. Grant boarded Marine 1 with a heavy escort and arrived shortly after. Elders, senior paladins, and what few head scribes remain stood across the open wasteland from the President and his entourage. The meeting was watched by suspicious knights and paladins from above. The President's terms were simple and quick: swear fealty to the United States, the Constitution, congressional oversight, and its people, and the Enclave. And the Brotherhood would have Lost Hills returned, all crimes exonerated, and to continue Maxon's goals of protecting the wasteland from dangerous technology via the United States. The Brotherhood leaders stood amongst themselves, mulling over the President's offer. The Brotherhood accepts. And we will welcome them back into the fold. The new American Brotherhood. The President smiled at the acceptance from the Brotherhood. Despite their reservations, the Enclave's past hostilities, word has spread about the actions in New Reno, the restoration of California, and abroad. 2 centuries, Maxon and what would be the Brotherhood of Steel seceded from the United States. Now the Brotherhood returned to it, reinvigorated and anew. Yet, as the President warmly thanked him for the decision, Granite couldn't help but feel the stare of unease and concern from some of the delegation, the uneasiness of the knights watching them. He couldn't blame them, but his warm smile would assure them that they had taken the right step into a bright future. We welcome them back into the fold. While Lost Hills may have been the birthplace and the epicenter of the Brotherhood of Steel, each chapter operated semi-independently to the mixed batch of success, from the soaring accomplishments of the Midwest and Texas to the sad stories of the Mojave and Maxon chapters. Of course, there were some horrors that came out of Seattle with the Washington Brotherhood. What's more, the fact that these chapters are free to interpret their own laws and codex and values at a whim puts a danger on American citizens, both within our border and without. By special act of Congress, the American Brotherhood will work to reunite the chapters, bring them in line to the views of both the American people and the American Brotherhood, to protect Americans and, by extent, humanity from the dangers of technology, but also not lose sight of the value of life. Beautiful. So they should be a vassal state here soon. We just need to do this, and they will become a vassal of ours, which is great. So we'll be able to vassalize the Brotherhood of Steel, get them as our own little puppet, and we'll be in the money. Speaking of money, I hope we can get paid soon, because fuck me, we need it. 72 days. Fuck. Our war support is complete shite, which is what I expect. We are still gaining quite a bit of manpower, both civilian and recruitable, but overall it's not looking too shabby, to be completely fair. We are burning through quite a bit of time dealing with Freeman Stand. Still quite a bit of buildup we can keep doing. The last of the Enclave Navy. To much of our surprise, a decrepit old Enclave vessel has... Oh, shit. Whoops. Has docked at our primary naval base. Stepping off was one of a salty bunch of soldiers in Enclave naval uniforms, headed by a woman whose stare... Blade, the experience of her age begets. Providing the correct clearance codes, it is none other than the crew of the USS Enterprise, the last ship of the Enclave Navy. Leading the ship was the self-styled Admiral Janine Richard. Yes, I hope I didn't fuck that up. Who was promoted when the ship's commander passed away a few years ago. They've been serving as privateers for hire in the South Hemisphere after being deployed near Seattle when the rig went down. When the Enclave and America have returned, they set sail, and upon arrival, many wept tears of joy, seeing their flag wave. Admiral Richardson has offered her services to the President and the United States, citing years of experience beyond anything we can muster in the near future. America's last carriers. Oh, boy. Carriers, you say? Along with Admiral Richard came her ship, the USS Enterprise, or what was left of it. Welcome back, Myth. The last of the United States supercarriers. The ship was over 200 years old and had quite a history. Within her rusting hull are parts from no less than 5 other carriers that served the Pacific Fleet with a bomb spill in 2077. Over the intervening years, the ship was instrumental in surveying and understanding the post-world world. It was the Marines and sailors aboard the Enterprise that established Navarro, freeing the ship up from ferrying bird over to the mainland. It was further spared when Richardson deployed it to the Los Angeles Boneyard when the rig went down. In the years since, the ship has sailed south, hoping to sail around the Cape Horn and link up the Enclave on the east coast. Sadly, a run-in with pirates in South American waters left the ship damaged and its commander dead. When his protege, Jean Richard, picked up our signal, and when she and her inherited crew made what repairs they could and sailed north once more. Now it sits, listing heavily in San Diego Naval Base. While the ship itself can be refloated, its age and state of decay after 200 years of hard service leave it as useless as a warship, but it doesn't mean we can't use it. That's pretty good. Scrap it for parts. How many people on that wheel? 3. Most nations that even operate a navy host nothing more than a small flotilla of canoes. Yeah, it basically gives us the Enclave carrier tech, which is, like, fucking really good. Like, ridiculously good. It's expensive. We'll try. We'll try. We can get a new operative because our other operative fucking died. I would rather root out resistance here to try to get our resistance down because our men are taking some nasty attrition. The fall of Chichen Itza, which means Nueva Aztlan's nearly done with its war, so when we get paid, we'll be able to do that. Enclave region, yeah, that's about what I expect. But yeah, we're going to keep building up, and boom! Brotherhood hardliners flee. Despite our best diplomatic efforts, there have been many in the Brotherhood who have seen us nothing more than genocidal maniacs hell-bent on our destruction. When our representatives alerted us that all of them had disappeared the night before, we were worried that they had taken to raiding the local countryside. Instead, the radar picked up an uninvited airship heading east. Once St. Louis. Act of good faith, we didn't scramble fighters. We sent them best wishes on their voyage, saying we would assist if they went down and sent an emergency beacon. Our gracious send-off was not responded to. Safe travels. Oh, we now have a little friend. Little friend. He is a very, very, very quaint little guy, but he loses his unique trait because he's technically a new country.
Yeah, that's a no one.
Power Armor Units of America. You know what? I'm not going to say no. Let's get some more men. So. Ruling California. Now that the dust is raised over the fall of the NCR is settling, the time has come to decide how to govern the newly liberated Californians. Grant C. Hayes, previously mayor of Dayglow under the NCR, has asked an audience with Granite, claims to be the son of Enclave members. Well, we already have them as, as vice president. So I think in my mind, it makes sense to integrate them as leaders, in my opinion. Fuck off.
This is Enclave main com.
People can be pissed. That's fine. Oh, look, it's Boone. Yeah, we got Boone. Fuck you. Whoever the fuck you are. Boone's better. Sucks to suck. Got my main man, Boone. All right, so then we'll incorporate the NCR Army, which will get rid of the reluctance to serve. This is good, but not really required for us. I want to get this done to get rid of reluctance to serve to get our war support back up, because as it sits, it's kind of shit. It's kind of shit. Okay, economic collapse is gone. Economic collapse is gone, which is great. Which means we actually have industry. Bitch, no? What? Whoa. There's not a chance they betray you? I got a bigger army and I've already wiped out their government. At this point, it's not even a chance of betrayal. Do I really not have any of that? Oh my god, my guns, though. Yeah, that definitely got boosted. How long would it take to replenish the stockpile? 300 days. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. Okay, I need to get the fuck off civilian economy now. I need to get the fuck off civilian economy like yesterday. And we are generating a shitload of their attacking scrappers compacts that are doing this shit. Yeah, this will be fine. Do we have any new decisions? No, just power grids. No factories, which is great. The reconstitution of the NCR Army. From the bulk of the war...
Who the
fuck?
hell is this? The
Wow, we actually shat one of you out? That's surprising. You're part of Grams. For the bulk of the war, for the NCR Navy was relegated to anti-aircraft duty in cities, shelling our positions near the coast. A few of their patrol boats made their way upriver and shot our units, but they were effectively useless in a land war against our forces, and those ships that couldn't maneuver were destroyed by the Air Force. Yeah. So we've basically reintegrated the NCR sailors, which is fantastic. We're able to work on this. So I want to do capital ship doctrine, because we're primarily a super carrier navy, which is great. Really bump our organization, make our army, make our navy strong, and we'll pick up river doctrine as well, because it is just good, and we're only missing that, so that's fantastic. No new additional decisions here, and we are just a few days from incorporating the NCR army. What other negative modifiers do we have? Brain drain's gonna suck for a little bit longer. Super Mutant Fears is gonna suck. Robin Barons is just perpetual hell. Yeah, as it sits, we're just sitting on a lot of issues with, if anything, just war support. Is there anything I can do to reduce... Ooh, okay, hold on. 7.7% research speed. Farkas is good. Because we did integrate their leaders, which is great. Do they have anything that reduces... No, they have literally nothing minus this guy for the gun runners. That would help. So that's not great. Can I replace anybody else with anything? All Good Murphy's not bad. But I don't think there's anybody who offers a reduction in consumer goods minus you. I really don't want you. Radio tech is done. God, we were on that for a fucking minute.
Enclave here.
Okay, we're still shitting out more units, which is great. Love that. Incorporating the NCR army, so we did at least get some base war support. That is better than nothing. We need to decide how we want to work on this going forward. Ideally, yes, we need to focus on a lot of this early stuff here for research and the like, but honest to God, I think there's other stuff we need to focus on. I can take the base stability hit, get the burrows involved. We won't be able to do the Farston project, but we can at least get the burrowers up and running. Yeah. Just trying to think what's the best focus here. We also need to do Arsenal of Democracy, get all this shit rolling. Area 51, Navarro for sure. Yeah, Navarro's really, really good, because I believe this is another tech slot. Yeah, it's very, very good. There's just so much we have to work on at the same fucking time. It's insane. I think getting at least this unlocked is a good idea. We can't really utilize these. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. There's so many good ones here. So many good ones. I think let's get businesses started. Get these unlocked, at least the Northern Dominion and the Mexican Titans, get that going. And then we will work on our army. I think that... Well, probably Slater than that. Yeah, get Slater involved. So we're going to have to just kind of jump around a bit to really maximize our time here. Because we need to rebuild our armed forces, make them stronger, and see if we can outpace the Legion. Because as it sits, I think they're outpacing us in arms pretty fucking significantly. Yeah, it's not great. I'll tell you that now. It's not great. The Ring of the Old World, and let's see the new one. It wasn't just the United States that ceased to exist in that fateful October morning of 2077. The whole world was engulfed in nuclear flame and fallout that saw the total destruction of our lives and culture. Civilizations, even missiles and bombs impacted DC and Beijing. The entire world felt the blast wave of the Great War. Just as many didn't survive. Now, however, with the return of the Enclave, the restoration of the old world's greatest superpower, Granite finds himself at the crossroads. Will he endeavor to restore the old world similar to how it was, fixing the damage he didn't want done in nuclear exchange, or bring them back from the ashes alongside America as equals and allies? Or will he pursue the Enclave's dream of the United States, becoming the world's policeman? Oh, God, no. We will repair this continent. We want to pick up the Mexican Titans and the Northern Opposition. Keep working on getting our iBots up, which is great. We can spend some money to do some stuff, which is not a bad idea. We could annex them. I would like you to become a puppet. I would like you to become a puppet. So Nuevo Atzlan now is a federal puppet. Yes. Big boy! So, well, he's not a federal puppet. He's just a normal puppet, which is great because it means he has his unique tree. So he's able to, like, get his cores and shit. Comparative to, like, our other guys, which don't have that. So having this guy as an ally is fantastic. We can do some repairs on... Fucking, where is it? I shut the menu. I think it's one of these up here that I closed. Yeah, project development. These are a lot of, like, adding air bases, arms factories, solve the cube. Yeah, there's some good stuff in here, but I'd rather save the money, I think, because we're down to 200k, and I really don't want to risk another fucking economic collapse, if I can. So... we'll just have to keep working on that and keep improving it. Heaven's Gate's doing its own weird little fucking thing and fighting itself, so... Well, we'll let them kind of sit there and throw hands. So, with the establishment of Down the Mexico Way, we can set up the Mexican Liberation Zone, which will give up Baja. So, Baja Blues. The Baja Peninsula has been spared the worst of the Enclave's conquest, with little value and occupied as the NCR was already collapsing. Ranger Riley Skip Almoreo, I hope that's his, which was of such little note when the Enclave's only sent a request that he surrendered for reprocessing by courier. Needless to say, they had declined, so Almoreo was more than surprised to get a request from the president to oversee the Mexican reclamation zone designed to support those fleeing Santa Anna's conquest, but really, who else was going to do it? Honestly, we just like his music. Yeah, I get what you're trying, yeah. Let's see. Send Dornan the Freedom Fighters. We can do that. We do some support equipment leases, but we don't really need to. So, no, I don't want to close that. I want to shut that off. Let's see. Let me just make a save just in case, because I think one of these frees them, and I don't recall which. One of these frees them, and I don't genuinely recall which one. Base war support negatives. Approach the Baron. Cafe Americano. Baron Garcia welcomes the American delegates with a cautious warmth, willing to give Granite credit for sending ghouls to treat with him. To oppose Santa Anna, we require a great deal of support from America, in which, perhaps so near to God, but so far from Mexico. Baron Garcia smiles as chastised, or whatever the fuck. Servants poured iced coffees for the distinguished guests. As we're always looking for new markets, perhaps in exchange for the alliance, we can welcome your coffee. We do not treat with drug lords. Shit. He's our son of a bitch. The Baron sipped his coffee, tapping his fingers to some imagined rhythm. I'll work with America, fair enough, but you're going to have to pay up. I want American troops protecting my borders, or I'll bend the knee to Santa Anna. I'd rather lose my freedom than my head. Santa Anna's clerks draft an elaborate treaty and bring it to the American diplomats. Constanta Coffee will ally with the United States, but only if America believes to Constanta's Coffee. America's steel will keep the general away. They should be fine. They should absolutely be fucking fine. Yeah, fuck off. They're literally fine, because they can't even get to them. So... Oh yeah, no, but this is the AI general of Santa Anna. He's fucking an asshole. We'll send Dornan to the Freedom Fighters. La Cucaracha. This is the Enclave Radio, bringing you a cultural exchange with our neighbors down to the south. Starting Dornan, stepping into the ring now, facing the Mexican leader called the Blue Demon. The Blue Demon is waving to the hollering cloud, and translating what he's saying, it's, wow. Why should we trust this cockroach from the north who stands before us in an armor as black as his heart? True warrior would show his face to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this. Horgan is stepping out of his armor, shouting in the microphone. You dare call me a cockroach? Am I an officer? I work for a living, you moron. You will call me Sergeant Dornan. Dornan is louder, even louder. Do you understand me? Ladies and gentlemen, he has jumped into the ring and the crowd is going wild. That's fucking great. And then this one here, which I don't remember what that does. But this button basically gives Mexico lands, this vassal lands that they can utilize. How are we looking on our equipment? Is it still pretty heavy deficit? Yeah, it's still pretty heavy. But we're getting better. We're getting better. With the establishment of at least this little branch of Mexico, we're able to let them, because this is their core territory, they're able to just do their own thing. So they're going to fix themselves up, get their own research going, spawn some material. Why am I at war with? What? Who am I at war with? Who the fuck am I at war with? Who? Oh, shit. Okay. I was not expecting that.
Enclave here.
That's not good. I didn't even get a fucking warning. Oh, shit. I think we're at war with Caesar's Legion. I think we're 100% at war with Caesar's Legion. Oh, fuck. That's not good. That is not good. How the fuck did that happen? How the fuck did that happen? Can I call my ally? I can call them in if I needed to. How the fuck did this happen? Okay, this is not good for us. This is very bad. We were not prepared for this, like, at all. Okay, they were going after New Hammond. Okay.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Okay, we need to wipe these fucking idiots out ASAP. So rush down here to take them out. Let's see, we've got another set of units here. I need you here. Again, wipe these guys out.
Enclave here.
You, I need here. I need you to wipe them out this way.
Why isn't your video
Okay,
feed working?
the rest of you need to go down to fucking Vegas, like now. Like, yesterday now. Ideally, I think I'm going to give this whole position. Like, functionally thinking about it, I think I'm just going to give it that position. I'm going to just hold the Mojave outpost. Because I cannot defend these multiple fronts here.
Enclave here.
So I think I'm going to delete that. I want to get you on that border there. In case we absolutely need to do it. Luckily, I have defensive units here. So they are holding this, which is great. Some of them are absolutely beat to shit, but that's fine. Barney, I need you to come up here. My only hope is that we do not have to deal with this shit right now. I would rather not. Yeah, I really, really, really didn't want to have to deal with this early. It's not good. It's very much not good. Packers aren't getting Economo. We can send couriers to the Packers. Yeah, we can give it a go. See if we can get them in. Yeah, at this point, this is kind of a fucking bad deal. Okay, they called Heaven's Gate in. I don't share a border with Heaven's Gate. I need these men to move, like, yesterday. Yeah.
Ah, that's a no one.
Yeah, Legion leading party. If we can wipe out the White Legs without having to deal with this shit, that would be great. You're not involved in the war, right? You know, you're not. So I can rewrite your front line to include just this. And you guys can just start pumping ahead.
Everything's always tighter.
The rest of you kind of just need to deal with this shit. You want docking rights? That's great. Building Nuka World. Nuka World's done. Beautiful. Get some more base stability, which we fucking absolutely need it. We are in a defensive war, which means, in theory, I could go partial MOB if I have the political power. This is not what I wanted to deal with at this time. It's okay. Form the Pan-American Alliance. No, I need to save my political power for manufacturing.
Outstanding.
No, actually, no, you're not doing that. Yep. Yeah, I need you guys to be, like, the most aggressive motherfuckers in the world. The Enclave Interim's administration's war on drugs. Not content with running the Mexican reclamation zone, the Enclave Interim administration has begun conducting raids across the Sea of California into cartel lands. Ooh. Make him stop? No. But fuck the cartels. Supreme Court hears case on Ghoul Pride Parade. Base stability. Alright, whatever. I don't even care. I need base stability. I don't even have to read that. I saw that option. I was like, ooh, yes. Gimme. Okay. I don't want to claim this land for myself, to be brutally honest. I want to break it up into vassals. Because it's fucking unmanageable at this point. Like, the amount of fucking gear I need is insane. I don't produce enough to substantiate it all. If I can just get my fucking economy going. Northern Dominion is done, which is beautiful. Okay, we need to pivot to a war focus, like yesterday. Which isn't great. I wanted to have some more time on a few other things. But I don't really have a choice at this point. Restoring Navarro. I want to do this. I really do. Okay, how much shit is in Navarro? Because if I can get this cord... Some. No, this is a core already. I core Navarro. Yeah. Yeah, this is already cored. So, not really a concern in that regard. I need to get our doctrine up, getting our division attack and consumption as well. And then ideally getting... Yeah. Yep, okay. We're gonna have to, like, kick shit in a high gear. Yeah, we're gonna have to really kick shit in a high gear on war. Do I have anything that'll give me war support? Hello, Giggle. Anything that'll, like, boost my war support? I don't need fucking manpower, I just need more in general shit. War machines would be good on cost reduction. I think our best bet's going Doctrine right now. Reestablishing our Doctrine. Okay, as long as Caesar doesn't join this war, we can cuck him out of an incredibly tough ally. As long as he does not join this war. Which he should not. 150 political power means... Oh, fuck. I forgot. Okay, that's going to be more critical than anything else, to be brutally honest. Well... I mean, it's not that bad, though. It's really not. I think the economy is worth it. Yeah, get my fucking factories rolling up again. Hello, folks. This is Mr. New Vegas coming to you with a special report south of the border with the creation of the Baja State. The true out of the Mexico has officially been formed. Much of the army will come consist of light. Okay, perfect. So the AI are building its... Oh, fuck me. That's a lot of troops. Okay. I don't want to call any allies. I do not want to call a single fucking ally. I want to keep Caesar limited to myself. Or not Caesar, but these guys limited to me and my focus alone. So that we can push through that. Engineering-wise, let's just keep pushing our engineering out. Production's looking good. I need more. I need more. I need more guns, everything. Honestly, fuck it. I'm going 100 on guns. Children's Son. Yeah, no. This would basically... Mexican zone. Yeah, no. Yeah, you're not becoming Mexico yet. I need you to not be Mexico yet. We'll deploy Red Team for a little bit of political power to kind of fuck up their backlines. The Doctor tomorrow on how we fight. As we did last time, we're going down the American Juggernaut to get our assault tank tech. The next thing we're going to be doing is... Oof. Honestly, just keeping the resistance down is what's fucking hurting. It's getting better. It's actually getting really, really better. Which is fantastic. I love to see that. I love to see that. So as long as it's getting better and we're able to stockpile more and more guns, great race. That's good to me. That's good to me. because I want garrisons to be the #1 focus, and they're nearly filled out. Everything else is going into new units, which is fine. They're sending me basic weaponry, sure. Basic weaponry, sure. I won't say no. And we can keep working on upgrading everything. Slater I can annex. Klamath I can annex. I don't want to do these. Yep. So we're just going to get everybody up and running on that. Yeah, we still got all our hands for the bear. We're doing loyal officers, so our political power is kind of leaning general directions. That might have a superpower. Perfect. America's hammer. Because right now, as it sits, we need to deal with all of that shit. I don't want to really do this line at the moment. Done Northern Dominion. Let's get open for business going. Focus on our economy while we're kind of balancing between economy and that. Let's take a look at what we've got for Canada. The question of Canada. So in 10 days we'll get an answer for that. Removing fears is still not bad, but yeah, okay, we're doing better, and we are successfully pushing deep into their territory, which is great. Yes, I know there's resistance occupation. That's fine. But as it sits, if we can continue to push and crush these guys down, eliminating Caesar's a really, really strong ally. The only issue is this opens up another front for us, which isn't ideal. CNC Ibot is fine. Let's keep that going. Opens up another front for us, which I'm not... Question of Canada, we want to... So with the aid and assistance going on in Mexico, there's been a cascade of voices rising from the cold, bitter north, or Canadian brethren, or in some other circles, Canadian. Often suffer through bitter or harsh, bitter winters, raider attacks, the indignity of lacking things such as freedom. As our caravans venture north for better trade and income, they've returned worse for wear with stories of mutated horrors, raiders, ghosts, or just never returned in all. So we want to reach out for an audience with Queen Victoria up here. She is New Victoria. We got new tech, which is new CNC bots, which is great. We're working on finishing up as much as we can industry-wise. We still have plenty of fresh industry to go around, so ideally I'd like to just keep building that up. More and more guns is great. How is our resources-wise? Still pretty bad, to be honest. But Nuevo Atzlan, on the other hand, has a lot. We will take all of it as best as we can. Water I will take from Klamath. Because Klamath's our little fucking vassal now, so we're going to strip our vassals of their resources and keep justifying our own, which is great. Because we have plenty of factories as it sits, we just need to manufacture more and more and more. I'm going to go ahead and go long-range radios, get all this going. We are pushing pretty deep into their territory at the moment. So if we can get to like New Atlanta or something like that, that'd be great. But it looks like these are just going to have to hold it for a little bit. We're dealing with some weird encirclements and shit like that, which is what I hate this region for. It's too, like, split in weird mountainous ways. Let's see. I think we're pretty good on that regard. I think we're okay. Yeah, we just need to keep building up our stockpiles. We're losing too much, which is alright. I need to fix the disorganized army. Open for business. With the stroke of a pen, the president has decreed the resurrection of pre-war businesses. Moving to merge pre-war with post-war, companies like West Tech and Robco will stand once more alongside entities such as Crimson Caravan and the Gunrunners. This move has been met by praise from many and criticism from others. On the one hand, the return to the industrial and technological giants of the pre-war would set America leaps and bounds of any other entity in the wasteland. Likewise, detractors fear that this would lead to the same predatory practices of the pre-war era, as well as the emboldening current entities to continue the unethical practices. The president assured there will be several government and independent oversight commissions and panels to establish that private entities are following safe and ethical practices and assurances they won't lead to what became the NCR in pre-war America. Another announcement has garnered massive support from many of the smaller communities in America, as it is these corporations that will meet a wide volume of taxes meant to offset taxes for the lower class. Suffice to say, this last announcement with widespread public approval, and any who voiced a criticism quickly silenced. Perfect. So, we can now establish pre-war businesses. Le business. I don't think we have any... We actually have a few. We do MedTech. General Atomics is great. Watts is great. Lockreed is fantastic. And West Tech is cursed. So, we can establish those, but right now our political power needs to be saved for... I guess I'm back. Welcome back. Needs to be saved for Proud American Patriots, one and all, which is fantastic. Can get somehow 50%, that'd be crazy, but not likely in the current run. But yes, we're going to wipe these fuckers out and then see what we can do from there. The city of New Victoria had come a long way since its collapse at the end of the Great War. Many buildings were damaged beyond repair, were demolished, and rebuilt with the assistance of the royal family. Its skies were often peaceful, its cold nights glowed yellow with the warmth of fire in homes and buildings, to allow the grandeur of the royal palace, even with the dangers of Gravin and his broken coast, did little to damage the city, with Gravin wanting to maintain it for his future use. Tonight was about shaping up to another quiet night when the peace was shattered by the roar of vertibirds, the thunder of jet engines. Many looked out and they see a trio of vertibirds escorted by American jet fighters make way for the royal palace. Within the palace, the Queen's Guard stood uneasy as President Granite and his escort walked past into the court of Queen Victoria the Sixth. After exchanging titles and greetings, the Queen and the President got onto the meeting. Was really the reconstruction of America. The President offered the Queen assistance in reclaiming territory, as well as the technical knowledge and technology, the might of the United States. In exchange, the Queen would be free to administer the lands of Canada as she saw fit, stretching from here to Nova Scotia in time. For the Queen, though, it sounded like she would become a puppet of the United States. She knew of the ancient American ways. America knows nothing of diplomacy. The history has shown that. How do I know you won't march an army out and refuse, or if I step out of line? I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in diplomacy. Queen sat back, hearing the President's response. 200 years ago, we were friends, allies, yet Canada didn't do what America wanted. Our nation was destroyed, and those who resisted were executed in the streets. It will not be a vehicle in which America repeats its atrocities twice. Yeah. The President remained calm, no doubt aware of the atrocities committed by the Enclave, let alone the mass genocide that would come under Richardson Sr. Nodding towards the Queen, the President made no qualms about the blood in his hands, nor a desire to see these atrocities repeated, let alone that the Queen herself would be the instrument of that. The President would promise that he would in fact no actions himself, but could not promise future leaders. However, the sure Granite was quick to point out that the short reign of Victoria's great-great-grandfather, which nearly saw New Victoria devolve into raiding and piracy akin to the Broken Coast, and why the new Victorian monarchs were all female, since they are since then, as a result, Granite wanted to right the wrongs of the past and make something better with it. Let's see. The President continues his case to the Queen, the shame, the stain, the American flag. The United States committed atrocities with no recourse, and that culminated in the destruction of the world in the Great War. There's no excuse or recourse that could undo what America had done. The strife and chaos of 200 years resulted in unchecked American aggression, with healthy helping from the Chinese, of course, but the Chinese weren't here now, were they? But granted, the American President was. Nothing could make up for the past, but he can ensure that all Canadians who wish for it to see a better tomorrow, it would then be the Queen who led them. Queen Victoria VI could do so much more than the Queen of an island in the North Pacific, more than her royal lineage, or should she sit in her island palace and watch as the world move on without her? The President would have to find somebody else to do it. Perhaps old Pete from the Dredgers. Your choice, Your Highness. So, yeah, we're kind of doing some shady shit, but it's fine. It's called diplomacy, folks. It's called diplomacy. We're working on fighters, shenanigans like that. I think we need to continue to reinforce our support equipment, getting this all going. So working on better auto-injectors. In general, though, we're still hurting pretty badly. It's not great. So, looks like we're going to lose a couple of units there, which isn't ideal, but you may do what you can. And we can absolutely replace them down the line. So we'll give Joshua Graham more power armor units, get him going. We're going after the sanitizers. Where the fuck are they going? Where? I don't know where they're attacking. I genuinely don't. But either way, we can keep working on doing better. Being better. So just keep working on this war and these little fuckers real quick. Give them whatever land New Hammond wants back, and then break up the initial territory into other commonwealths. And then we have America for automation here in a few days, so we'll stick around for that. But yeah, as it sits, I mean, we just need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. New Hammond, what are you working on right now? Stabilizing the government, which is great. Because your government's probably not doing too hot. I mean, you're doing better. You've got some good stats. Grant signed a historical law that allows American businesses to operate completely through automation. This comes after protracted lobbying from robot manufacturers and factory owners who were promised big production output in the name of progress. The bill itself is controversial, with many laborers decrying it. It's the worst decision of the post-war era. Reports of threats and intimidation from said labor forces have so far been unsubstantiated and unproven, with the president expressing enthusiasm about how everyday Americans will be free from the bondage of labor, free to pursue hobbies and other recreational pastimes. Productive America is happy America. Oh, fuck! Oh, no! That was such a bad idea. Oh, that was such a fucking bad idea. Weekly stability loss is rough. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. That's not what I wanted to deal with. That's really not what I wanted to deal with. Fuck. I can barely offset it. We will get the Packers involved. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to have to deal with the consequences of my action for that shit. The Canadian Proclamation. Today, the citizens of New Victoria announced to a speech held jointly by Queen Victoria and President Grant of the United States. The United States will be giving over all Canadian territory to the Queen and her Dominion as part of a greater series of programs with the restoration of what the President said will be America's northern neighbor. The President spoke on how this won't wipe away the suffering and the destruction from the Great War, which the Queen confirmed, but is a start to normalize relations between the two. Starting today, all Canadian administration or holdings will be administrated by the United States, but will be handed over to Victorian officials as part of the reconstruction effort. Oh, God. Did we at least get them as vassals? We did. Dominion of Canada, which is fantastic. Doing that is great, because we're able to give them commands, do things like that. For the time at the moment, we're not really worried about it. I need to fucking fix my trade, because right now it sucks not having materials. It really fucking sucks not having materials. Better yet, I'm going to cancel this, and we're going to go Chamber of Commerce. So that should get that working. Enclave Brain Drain is gone, which is great. We've actually got fucking research paid. All right, but yeah, we're going to keep poking away here at fucking Chucklefuck McGee, and we'll see how things are going. The President today announced a joint session of Congress that the old Commonwealth system will be reintroduced, reintegrated into the American society, followed by rapid assurance that no one in Congress was losing their job. The new Commonwealth system will be based and built around the pre-war system, but with some minor changes to territory as well as the pragmatic adjustments to fit post-war times. However, this will change nothing with the executive branch side swearing in governors of the aforementioned Commonwealths. So we'll now have the ability to do Commonwealths of areas, which is great, which will be useful because we can do like Utah and shit here. When we have it. We can do the businesses of California, which is good. So let's get started on that. The President today inaugurated the Southwest Commonwealth, made up of the Nevada territories, the Mojave Wasteland, and former NCR. The event was held within the halls of Sadie Shand, which has been designated as the Commonwealth's new capital due to the facilities already present in the post-war city. This is considered a major win for the President's Commonwealth program, as former NCR citizens and residents of Nevada territories are keen on keeping their lands separate. There was also a push by the former California barons to ensure the President's Commonwealth plan fell through, citing business interests in keeping California. Public advocacy campaigns was launched, but due to security situation in California, the campaign never went anywhere. USA in America. We are going to allow the gun runners to operate because they are fantastic and they give us factory output. And that is that for rebuilding the Commonwealth in that regard. We still need to do quite a few things in here, especially if we're going to be going against the Legion. At minimum, doing the hearts and minds and vaccinations is key. Getting that going is great. So let's get that process started and keep punching away at fucking what's left of the White Legs. Bishop sat in his living room watching the live news from Congress. The congressmen bickered amongst themselves to no end. Suddenly the atmosphere changed when President Granite entered the room. A complete silence fell over the room. It was as if the Congress members were school kids and Granite was the head teacher. As Granite gave a speech detailing his stance on mutant rights, no one said anything. Even members of Congress who did not agree with Granite remained silent. Bishop could only guess what happened behind the scenes that allowed Granite to have such complete control over the Congress. Bishop smiled to himself. He turned Granite from what was essentially a frat boy leading a mercenary company and the most feared statesman the wasteland has ever seen. That was his magnum opus. To that, Bishop would drink. It's not the titles that honor men, but the men that honor titles. 23rd century MacArthur is crazy, and I love it. I fucking love it. Yeah, we're slowly piecemealing all this shit together, fucking dealing with raids all up and down the coast. Yeah, ciphers are dead, which is what we expected. But we just got to keep pushing through and curbing their growth. The hub merchants have always been one to resist the rule of the NCR in the Shady Sands. Much like the barons in the north, the hub merchants have always gamed the system to ensure anything in the NCR economy rolled through them first. Credit where credit due. The exercise in the free market over government interference is commendable. However, as of recently, those same hub merchants have been hedging bets and gathering mercenaries and supplies in an attempt to break away from Enclave control over the state, possibly set up an economically free zone since California became a free-for-all and barely standing. Likewise, Granite and the administration in Reno isn't going to take too kindly to that. Granite himself is no stranger to safety mercenaries merchants having to deal with them quite handily in Vault City. This, in his role as the Attorney General, made it so his natural choice. We are basically going to detain the fucking merchants of Hub, which is great. We're going to do Necropolis next on our next focus here, so in a few days. Let's keep pushing this out. Let's get better rifles. I'd love to get some more rifles. We're doing good on our warrior code, and we're nearly done with our stuff there. Non-human rights, we're actually going to get the burrowers, which are the we're going to get Slater integrated. Welcome to the United States of America. We're going to get Slater, we're going to welcome in the Raccoon Boys, which is great. So we annex them, and that is that for the human rights side of things. We still need to do a lot of work, though. Let's get the Brotherhood leadership involved. And then how much time do we have left to deal with the Legion? 600 days. It will abort if we are at war with them. Okay, that's fine. So we will declare war on those fucks soon. But as you can see, we've got some juicy encirclements. We've taken a good chunk of territory. As it sits, we've even denied Caesar the ability to attack Area 51 because we've cut off their ability to attack them. So we are doing really good in that regard. Bricks are done. Let's get some more resource efficiency going, trade-wise. So we're looking good on that. I think we can stop all these trades. Yeah, we're well over, minus a few things, which we can get from Canada. Because I would rather boost Canada than the natives. How are they doing right now? Oh, okay, we need to finish this. We need to hurry the fuck up. I would rather not lose them as an ally. We need to hurry the fuck up. Bakersfield or Necropolis? Bakersfield. We are not going to let people change shit. Helios 2, Navarro Memorial, San Francisco Mint. I'd rather do the Mint. We do have the money. Honest to God, we do have like a fuckload of money. But I would rather not spend all of it at once. Sponsor an expedition to the Sorrows. Get all of those guys going. Precision Motors is great. So we're done with robot tech on that regard. Let's keep pushing towards our training regiments also. Okay, you guys don't have anything to do. Crush all of this resistance. Get this done.
Enclave here.
You guys also don't have anything to do. Go up here and stabilize this fucking atrocious front. So get that going. Because I believe they're the only major involved in this war. No, they're all considered majors. Shit. Shit. So we're gonna have to really hurt these factions pretty bad. AFN News, stopping the White Legs. Santa Brown from southern Utah. Fighting continues in Utah as the United States campaigns against the White Legs continues. The White Legs, as you know, are surprisingly well armed tribals with a good grasp of guerrilla warfare. Despite their primitive appearance, the White Legs are formidable fighters fighting on their home turf. Ambushes are common, forcing U.S. troops to advance with caution. However, the effectiveness of storm drums against power armor is questionable at best. War support. Love to see it.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Okay. Get more men in here. We're getting all you guys all sorted out, which is great. Because, yeah, we just need to be as aggressive as possible. Oh, no! They're going to kill the fucking Sorrows! Well, can they actually reach the Sorrows? They can, on one crossing here. So if they can defend that crossing, they're fine. If they can just defend that one crossing, the Legion can't kill them. Which is fucking hilarious, in my opinion. We're going to get some more on robots. I want us to really start building up our robot systems now. Robots, I think, are going to be huge, just for the fact that they are relatively cheap to build in that regard. So we can definitely get working on that. The San Francisco Mint, with the reintroduction of the US dollar, many have been scavenging around pre-war sites for hidden stacks of greenbacks. Once useless, Federal Reserve notes are now seeing use once again. However, we can't rely on these pre-war notes forever. It's only a matter of time before counterfeits. And fortunately, we have just what we need. We recreate the Mint, a series of US dollar right here in San Francisco. The United States Mint branch office in the city is largely ignored by scavengers, and the SHE, due to low amounts of supplies, high security, and uselessness of the dollars inside, now presses are returning to life once more as the era of the US dollar begins. Beautiful. Money, money, money. Money, money. Money, 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 money. Okay. We're going to get Brotherhood leadership in 4 days as we continue our cleanup efforts here of the White Legs, which is great. So just keep cleaning up all the trash. There's a nice hefty encirclement. I know I'm trying to finish up, honestly.
Enclave here.
Okay, hold on. I am going to have to send troops down here because that's the only way we're going to be able to get these guys to stabilize. It's the only fucking way. So we're gonna send men down there because we know we have at least we at least have anti-tank on our men. Vengeance for Navarro. The Brotherhood is clearly... Oh, hold on. Let me get the Brotherhood scribes. No, I don't think it's worth my time. I don't think it's honestly worth my time. I think we need to get this done, amongst other things. Get the general staff going for this. Army Rail's good. Respite's good. There's so much good shit that we need. I want to get Arsenal Democracy up and get that going. Well, hold on. Hold on. Let me think about this before I read this out. We need to deal with Caesar. We absolutely need to deal with Caesar. So, we want to do this. How do we want to deal with Caesar? Operation Damocles? Possibly? Yeah. We might be want to go down this route and get this up and running as well. There's just a lot that we do need to get going at the same time, and it's not... You can't be everywhere at once, is the real kicker. You just cannot be everywhere at once. U.S. Nuclear Command for sure. Get Hopeville online. So getting these going. I mean, Road Doctrine's pretty good on Core Division attack. Getting NORAD on DEFCON. Yeah, we could definitely do with some good shit here, but at the same time, I think Arsenal's good. Oh, there's just so many choices we need to work on. So many. I think, honestly, in the long run, our industry is going to be key. But at the same time, I want to get these operations going and unlocked. The Brotherhood is clearly guilty of a range of crimes, including destruction of federal property, theft of federal property, attacks on a member of the United States government, but for a trial for the Brotherhood could be messy, as some Americans will point out. They're service raiders, super mutants. Yep. Furthermore, given that the Brotherhood is descended from pre-war military, we never actually made an effort to cooperate. Maybe there are alternative solutions. Doctor confessions for public consumption. No. Yes. As shit as that may seem, I need it. Our war support is fucking atrocious. We're just bleeding out without it. What would you like to give me? Scrap bots. Thank you. So, we gotta do the Axis of Evil. We'll get these done up as well at some point. But definitely need to get a lot of it. We did get vaccinations, which is great, but still plenty we need to work on. Okay. Are there any other adjacent nations we can get involved at this time? No. Okay, how are you looking down here, my boy? You gotten any of your men over yet? No. They are going. They're going. Though. That's a good thing. They are going.
The fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
Armor division's coming out, which is great. I need you to crush all of these fucking units, get all of this done up. Like they're spreading us out to a point, but at the same time, like they as a they're basically on the verge of collapse. So any like hard official push, we can wipe them clean. Ideally, I'd like to get all these out, but they're still fairly green. Yeah, I'll just have to wait this out. Get this up onto a 20 stack. Just default all of this as well. So just balance out all of the distributions between everything already. There's no sense in just being overly greedy on one side of things. We're not hurting on manpower. Our guns are pretty good right now. We're working on robots. We're working on a bunch of other stuff. If we can get all this online, that would be great, but I don't think we will in a timely manner, to be brutally honest. Sport, where the fuck are you? You know, you're already producing the war. You're just not helping us, you little shit. He's just sitting there with all of his troops like an asshole. Perfect. So we're wiping all these little assholes out. Beautiful. Okay, you're done, which is great. Get you on here. Push through Heaven's Gate. Just fucking kill him.
Enclave here.
Out of the fryer into the frying pan. With the twin-headed bear defeated, we found ourselves surrounded on all sides by hostile wasteland that does not want us. We were so focused on defeating the NCR, we didn't think what would happen next, nor did we plan for it. Our army is battered, overstretched, bruised, and barely standing after taking everything the NCR could throw at us. We found themselves surrounded on all sides. To the north, mutants and cannibals of Oregon looking south for an easy meal. Beyond them, in the cold, dark heart of Seattle, leads the immortal of the Washington Brotherhood. They're dead. Yet east lay Caesar and his legion, a fanatical army of thousands stretched from the Colorado River to Colorado itself, with an Aqualan Palatine assisting him. Technological edge might not be enough. This isn't the first time for us. In fact, it's becoming routine. Perfect. We're getting some bonuses against countries that no longer exist. Yippee. Yippee. We're still sitting on some good stuff here. Arguably, Helios 2 is pretty good. Mojave Mutant Menagerie. Yeah, we don't have that yet. At this point, honestly, we should probably start looking at like doing some of these as well. Getting all of our projects online. We'll get scavenging up and running again. No specific industry. Just find what you can. Get all of our stuff repaired. So now we're just working exclusively on this with some more civs, which is beautiful. How is our compliance looking? It's pretty fucking good. Honest to God, it's pretty fucking good. Like, Vault City? Oh yeah, no. So, like, yeah, if we can get all this done up, that'd be great. Atlan's sending troops. Our troops are getting down there, which is great as well.
Enclave main comm.
Got more power armor units coming out. Fantastic. Operation Leviathan, Operation Brutus. When completed, we'll unlock these decisions to aid the Legion. Yeah, we definitely want to get this done. We want to aid everybody against the Legion, whoever's still left alive. Like Texas and Mexico. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, dude, we cut off a nice chunk of forces here. I think they're basically cooked at this point. Yeah, they're cooked. We can easily push through Heaven's Gate. The only issue I'm going to say is dealing with Genter the Soul is not happening. It's not fucking happening.
The president?
Alright, get all these men in line. Oh yeah, crushing them. We don't have enough caravans apparently, but I don't even think we have caravan tech, so yikes, need to do that. Definitely think getting more jet fighters is worth it for sure. Cass is king after all. Cass is king. So we're looking good on
Everything's always
that.
tighter out here at Enclave.
More men for the meat grinder. Let's give them to Boone. medics. Beautiful. We're going to get homemade doctor's bags as well.
Just dispatched a 30 assault team to your location.
Okay, you're still getting your men down, which is fine. There are 15 encircled divisions there. Oh my
And the
Christ.
fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
That's not what I wanted to see.
But everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Okay, just
Enclave
I gotta
here.
abandon your men. You gotta get your fucking men out of there. Just get them out. Whatever you can do, get your men out of there. It's the only way. Later service. We received a proposal from the Burrows. Yeah, we saw this last time. We're gonna get them as scouts. Operation Brutus is done, which is fantastic. We can do the Colorado line, which is really not that bad. We can do slave resolutions. There's quite a few things you can do to really kind of counter Caesar in that regard. I think, honestly, at this point, we need to pivot to a more engineering stance. I think working on Navarro is a great idea, purely to increase like our organization, getting our coastal defenses, air attack. Like, there's just so much good shit that Navarro offers, specifically these, to get on cores. But at the same time, I think getting our supply consumption down is more ideal, in my opinion.
The president?
We're gonna just start assigning units left and right. Need to make do with what we have. Economic resurgence is great. Yeah, the SARs are holding their own, which is fantastic. We'll close this out for now, see where we can help out. We can fire out some grids. We will... Yeah, we've got the money. Let's get these done. That, and that. Deploy red team on them. Let's get General Atomics online as well. And we're getting our sponsorships also. So when all is said and done, it'll be nice and sexy. Still need to keep eating all of these guys here. We're pushing them north into Canaan, which is great. Get some encryption going. Yeah, we are absolutely crushing them. Our numbers alone, like, they just cannot win against us. So we need to just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. We'll give these to Boone, -2 guys, which we will give to Joshua Graham.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave. This is
Are
Enclave.
you able to
main
get your men out at all? Southern California is being navally banned. Ha! Seriously? They got naval fucking access through that? That's fucking hilarious. Okay, well, crush these guys. Because that's a fucking joke. Let's go ahead and keep watching out for spies, because I've been neglecting our agency for quite a bit. Helios 2, beautiful. Mr. President, I want to tell you about a great new plan. You've heard about the solar plant inside Vegas called Helios 1. Well, did you know this is only one of a series of plants intended to wean America off of fossil fuels before the Great War? Alone, Vegas, California, Vault City have never duplicated, but working together, we're building Helios 2 outside of Dayglow. Hello, Docs. Hello. Look at it glow. San Diego. The Navarro Memorial. Today, the president addressed a somber formation outside the gates of former Enclave, former Brotherhood of Steel, former New California Republic, now returned Enclave base in Navarro. The memorial was dedicated to the brave men and women of the Enclave who gave their lives defending the base against combined NCR and Brotherhood assault, belonging for the president and esteemed and special guest Command Sergeant Arch Dornan to escape to the Sierra Army Depot, allowing the American dream and the Enclave dream of restoring America to live on. The event was primarily attended by Enclave personnel from the Sierra Army Depot, though VIP attendees included a few members among the reformed New Reno gangsters, the mayor of Dayglow City, and some members of the Followers of the Apocalypse. The citizens are allowed access to the memorial at all times, but U.S. Army sent engineers. The rest of the base is off limits due to security and integration concerns. The base was nearly destroyed by the Brotherhood members during the war. Perfect. Really boosting every little bit we can out of everything. Yeah, at this point, we just need to start assigning everything to everybody. Probably not the best to put them on defenses. I would have rather had them on the front line, but that's okay. Pressure them economically, which is great. Army rail, steel caravans. Perfect. Training, perfect.
Everything's always
More
tighter
men
out
being
here at
complete, which
Enclave.
is fantastic.
analyzing your video
More
feed
men
wording.
going out to... No, actually, you're going out there. I need to get them out actual frontline stuff, not just defense. So... yeah, once we wipe them out, we'll be in the clear. So, just need to keep pushing out, pushing out, pushing out. We'll be good. With a fleet of robots and an army of workers, General Atomics has started working on restoring many of the still dilapidated areas of Dayglow, New Reno, and beyond, but the President of the United States and the newly commissioned President of General Atomics expressed great interest in restoring America's great cities, creating thousands of new jobs, and providing a positive light for the Mr. Handy model of robots, production of which is expected to restart in the coming weeks, with personal units expected to be sold off once construction is completed. Jesus, Bear. A spokeswoman from General Atomics has stated all weapon and combat procedures from the civilian models will be removed per safety request by several consumer protection organizations. Beautiful. So we got the General Atomics blueprint when we need it. I do not want to switch to it now. It is just better to maintain our current stay of shenanigans. So let's see. We're going to do Lone Tree. Let's do improve worker conditions because we really need to keep countering our loss of political power. So, this should all be fine. I'm going to put another row on here as well, just to be safe. We just need to keep outproducing the enemy. Okay, perfect. We have defeated the White Legs. There's a problem, though. There is a problem, and this is where it comes in. Heaven's Gate and Gente de Sol are considered majors, and we're also at war with these fucks. So, I don't think this war is going to end, I'll be brutally honest. I think it's just going to be a matter of we're going to have to sit on this territory for quite a fucking while. Because we simply can't get rid of it. I don't even think I can do releases of it. Cannon Exile, I cannot because I'm not the owner of the territories. Yeah, so I've got to sit on all the shit for a fucking while. And it's not ideal. I could release a whole bunch of like other smaller ones, but a lot of this stuff's our core territory, and I'm not too particularly worried about it. But that's fine. That is what it is. If I really wanted to, I could release the Mojave territory, which would be like these 3 little bits, but I'd rather not. Eureka and Four Ways are only 1 provinces. I could release Four Ways. Yeah, and Eureka, all honestly, as well. They do have a good chunk of resources, but their factories are just... Oh, Eureka actually is a lot. It's just... Four Ways is horribly underdeveloped. And I really don't want to deal with it. So I might end up just releasing them to let them develop their country on their own, and then we can annex them later. But that being said, folks, it has been a long, long video. We have come back. We are the United States. We are a nation reborn. Now, we are preparing for our invasion of Caesar's Legion, who has also grown equally strong. We have dealt with our political problems. We are still sitting on a timer. We need to be at war with Caesar's Legion in 570 days. Because without it, we will fail. We have a small ally in the south who is fucking dead. He is now a government in exile, which is not great. So we'll have to go deal with this rampant fucking AI at some point. Mexico won against Santa Ana. Texas is doing Texas things. You're doing just fine, bud. But with their 2 armies combined, I think we can easily topple Caesar's Legion, who is approaching a pretty serious number. We are starting to initially rebuild our forces again. We're able to get equipment out. We are in a pretty chunky deficit of power armor, which is to be expected. But in terms of stockpiles of equipment, we have been seizing quite a bit through our encirclements and our capturing. So we're able to actually get our men into the field. That being said, folks, I will see you all in the next episode. If you're enjoying this little series and you'd like to see more Old World Blues content, please let me know in the comments below. I deeply appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video. Helps me in the algorithm. Comment likewise. And if you want to see more content in Hawaii in general, feel free to subscribe. There is more stuff coming down the road. Until next time, folks, we'll see you in the next episode, in which we will have to figure out how the fuck we win this dumb fucking war. Which, let's be real, we probably won't. But if we can, If we can solidify a massive chunk against Caesar's Legion, and as it sits, we can easily take them down. But we will see. But stay safe out there, and have a good one, everybody.